Hi everybody, Elisa here with another Vera Bradley bag of the day. Today is National Mutt Day, so I'm here with Rosie, who is a mutt, and all my dogs have been mutts. I think it's the way to go. Um, we think she might be part beagle, part dachshund, but anyway, she's all love. And I'm not using, even though it is National Mutt Day, I'm not using one of my best in show bags because I really wanted to use the multi-compartment shoulder bag. That's what it's called. It's a mouthful. And I do have another video on this bag, but not on this pattern. I haven't talked about this pattern yet, and so I thought I would. I wanted to use this bag today, and I thought I would try to do a quick video. It's Felicity Paisley, and I did want to show a couple of other items that I have in Felicity Paisley. But I do have some puppy stuff in here, so that ties it all together. So I don't have my tape measure. I think I did give some dimensions in my previous video on this style, and I'll put a link to that video. I think the strap drop was about 11 or 12 if I remember correctly. And just for to give an idea, it is just a little bit smaller than the small Vera. It's bigger than the mini Glenna. Someone had asked me, could I get everything that I fit in a regular Glenna satchel in here, and I can. The Glenna satchel, I feel like the Glenna satchel maybe can accommodate a little bit more stuff, but yet this kind of feels bigger in a way almost because it has more organization. And I do like the configuration of this kind of bag, which I talk a little bit about in my other video about why I like this construction of this bag, because I had other bags in this that I got years ago, and so it feels kind of familiar. But if people aren't aware, you know, the bag has a center zipper compartment, and then it has these two pockets that close with covered magnetic closures, you know, surrounding that center. And it's interesting, I don't know if they intended this, but the zipper, the magnetic closures on these center, you know, sides, center-facing sides of these slip pockets, sometimes meet, those magnets meet, you know, giving you some sort of security in the center pocket. I mean, not that you need it necessarily because it does have a zipper, but I thought that was kind of funny when I saw that was happening. I don't know if that's intentional. So to start, I guess I'll put it on, and then I'll just take all the stuff out so people can see the inside a little bit. But before I do that, I might as well, while I've got it all filled up so people can see what it looks like, I'll put it on. Yeah, this is technically the front, not that that really matters. What are you doing there? Don't chew on that. So, like I'm always saying in videos for people who have seen some of my other videos, so my head's not cut off. Well, that doesn't really matter. I like a bag that sits up high, and this is high enough for me because I still can use my arms sort of give me some security, so I like that. And I like the way it looks sitting high up, and it also, you know, feels comfortable you know, sits at my waist, so it feels comfortable. And what's nice also, I find, I haven't had any trouble with the straps falling off on my shoulders when I wear this bag. They're nice and sort of slim and not bulky. And when you open a bag like this, that's configured like this, it almost is sort of like having an accordion. You know, you can keep one strap on, the other one falls down, it's on loops, which I'll show up close, but it's on these loops, and so they lie nice and flat when they're not on your shoulders, the straps do. Then you've got this center compartment. It just opens, you know, it's almost like it's gusseted, and nothing falls out though, you know. So it's like, it almost has this accordion kind of feel, and you can access everything and sort of root around in there very easily. So it's nice. Excuse me, puppy, I'm putting my butt down. And the center zipper pocket has this feature that I really like, which is that double zipper pull. The reason I like that so much is because really gives you flexibility, um, especially if you're someone like me who tends to not always want to pay attention to where the label is. So that this is technically the front with the label, but you know, you don't necessarily always want to carry that side out. Maybe you like the pattern on the other side a little bit better, or whatever your reason might be. Maybe you take the label off. I know some people have taken their labels off. Um, and so you can, it gives you flexibility in where you want the zipper and how you want to carry it when there's a double zipper pull like this. Because if you have a single zipper pull like you would typically have on most of the bags, like this is the Vera. You can come up, Peaches. It's okay. You can come up. You know, when you've got just one zipper pull, you want to wear the bag on your shoulder in a way that orients the zipper pull front. You know, so that when you have to go into your bag, you can work the zipper pull easily. It's easy to access. And so that limits you as to how you carry the bag, right? So if I had this bag on my left shoulder, this part of the bag would have to be facing out this way, the front of the bag. And if I carry it on my right shoulder, in order to get that zipper pull here, the back of the bag has to be facing outwards. And so here, that doesn't matter because you can keep the zipper pulls here, you know, or you could keep them over here like that. So I just love a bag. I love any bag that does that. The 100 has that feature. I'm sure there are others that I don't remember, maybe vintage styles, but I really love that about this bag. I imagine some people, I think they could put a thread like a lock through there, like a small travel lock or something, but I don't think that's necessary on a bag like this. It's a shoulder bag. You're never going to be, it's, you know, not like someone's easily going to access this while it's on your shoulder, especially if it's zippered like that, you know. And if it were a travel bag that's cloth, or a bigger bag that you might, you know, you're in an airport and you might walk away from your bag for a minute. I mean, if someone wants into your bag, they're just going to whip out a penknife or something. A Swiss Army knife. I mean, it's fabric, right? There's no security here. let's not fool ourselves. So, in the center, I guess I'll do the outside pockets first. Oh, and I should mention the slip pockets. There's an exterior slip pocket. This is technically the back. There's an exterior slip pocket here, probably for a cell phone. I mean, that's about the size that it feels like. And on the front, there's a larger slip pocket. It does have a covered magnet closure there. And this goes down all the way to the bottom. So it's a nice size pocket. And it sort of stretches from side to side where these pleats are. And there are no hidden like zipper or vertical zipper pockets there. They're just pleats. It's not like on the Glenna, the regular Glenna satchel. So on this, what would technically be the back exterior compartment, you know, magnetic compartment, I just have my GPS pouch. And I did go, although I can fit all my larger pouches in here and really cram it full, and it looks very fat. I did go with some smaller pouches today, and so I'm using the mini cosmetic pouch. It's not the mini dome, it's just the mini cosmetic pouch, the one with the smaller pocket on the front. I have my GPS in here. This is Dragon Fruit Floral, and I have my cord in here, charger cord, and the screen, you know, it just slips in there very nicely. I don't like to keep my GPS attached to anything in my car. I like to be able to take it out. And this did, originally this pouch did have a clear plastic lining, and I removed that. I used like a cuticle scissors and just cut around the seam where it was attaching, and it just lifted right out. It was very easy. I just felt like this would slip in and out. I knew I was going to use this for this purpose, and I felt like the screen would slip in and out easier without that plastic. Please stop licking the couch. Oh my goodness. Okay. So there's no hidden, no other pockets in there. It's just a big open compartment. But on the other magnetic magnetic closure section, there is that, you can see it there. There's a zipper pocket, which is nice. I have my keys in there. People are always asking me, what about your keys? Because I usually don't show them because I'm usually in another place where I'm doing my videos and I'm not with my keys. But I just, I'm sticking my keys in there, or I keep my keys in my pocket, anywhere that I can zipper them up, close, keep them, contained. And I have them on a lanyard. I mean, I do have Vera lanyards. I've shown Vera lanyards in some of my videos, but I've been mixing it up a little bit with my lanyards right now. living dangerously. And so this is just a camo Eagles impulse buy when I was in Rally House the other day. I remember when it was fun to watch the Eagles play. It's not fun right now. It's pathetic right now. Anyway, so that's my keys in there. This is a zipper pocket. It doesn't go down all the way, but it's a good size. It's definitely a good, generous size. And I get my whole hand in there. Very nice. I like that. And in here I also have a little pouch with my cell phone and my hand sanitizer. And they sort of fit in there nicely together. There we go. So that they kind of, the pouch keeps the hand sanitizer bottle from falling over, sort of shores it up. And normally I would use my Carson cell phone crossbody in this capacity, but that is a little bit taller than this, and it doesn't stick out, but it does, I feel like it does kind of prevent the magnet from closing as easily. And so I was thinking I would try this out, and it worked well. This, I should do a video for this on my other channel. This character. So this is my cell phone, my iPhone 11. Slips in there easily. But this pouch is, I don't know if people are familiar with this character. It's a Japanese animated character, Gudetama. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Which roughly translates to lazy egg. So, he's an egg. And he's very lazy. And he's got a YouTube channel, Gudetama. And the videos are in Japanese, but they have English subtitles. And they're very, very short. I mean, I don't even think, most of them are probably under 2 minutes. But for some reason, I find them mesmerizing. They are so silly. I just find them mesmerizing. I just wish they had, they translated, you didn't have to read the subtitles. I wish it had like voiceover so I could just watch the animation, because that's what I find so appealing. For some reason, I find this egg very appealing, very, like I said, mesmerizing. I don't know what it is. It's like, when you find something fascinating, but you're on drugs. But I'm not on drugs. Might be hard to tell sometimes. Anyway, so this is just, I think this was done in conjunction with Gund. People are familiar with that line, and they make stuffed animals. They're very soft, very nice. And so it just has a zipper. It's a little tight to work, but that's okay. I just am using it to slip my phone into, and then I leave it open. And it's got this sort of band on the back to grab it by. It's just this, pouch. And he's got his little feet and hands. Anyway, I do have I have this sort of Gudetama, I don't know, I'm going through something with this character right now, so I'll have to do a video on my other channel, which is Spinning a Yarn, for people who might be interested. I just started the channel, so there's only a handful of videos there right now, but I should do a Gudetama video with my stuff. Anyway, so, and then my hand sanitizer. And then in the center, I have all 2 of my regular size things. I mean, like I said, it accommodates my regular size things. So I have my pouch that I use for charger cords. This is a light nut medium cosmetic. And, for anyone who might not have seen my other gazillion videos where I say I like this for my charger cords. I like it because it's got these 2 mesh elasticized pockets so I can put my charger stuff. And guys, can you can it, please? By guys, I mean Rosie. Fancies herself a guard dog, but as I said in one video, she saw a frog on the street one night and jumped 5 feet in the air. So she's not all that. Anyway, what I like is because it really flattens out. And so I can just slip it in whatever bag I'm taking. It doesn't take up any space. So it works even with the smaller bags. And I think this is, I never remember this pattern name. I think it's lavender botanical maybe. Yeah, maybe lavender. There's lavender meadow, and then there's lavender botanical, and then there's lavender bouquet. I think this is lavender botanical. Anyway, don't quote me. Like I said, no drugs. And here's my turn lot for in Best in Show for National Mutt Day. Love this wallet, love this pattern, except that it was a limited edition. Don't get me started on how I feel about the Cat's Meow and Best in Show limited edition category. I hate that they did that with limited edition, because then you had to go, feel like you have to go, you know, panic buy before everything sells out, and that's exactly what I did. Thank you very much, Vera Bradley. I'm really in the hole. I do love this wallet style. I didn't take my ID out, so I'll just cover it. But I like it because it has these 2 ID windows down here. So I can put my ID in one, and I can put my picture of Duke in the other. And it's got, you know, all the billfolds and the card slip, you know, slots that you want there. And I like that this opens flat. Anything that opens flat is nice. And then it's got this second, you know, sort of gusseted section, which is nice. More slots for cards, and, you know, larger slot where you can put I put coupons and receipts, things I need to save in there. And iPhone 11 fits in there easily. Zips up, which is super great. I mean, so you could carry this as a clutch, you know, which is nice. Anytime a wallet does that, it accommodates my cell phone. I'm all over it, really, all over it. Okay, so there's that. And my last item, which is, so I did go smaller with, usually with a bigger bag, I'll have my latex gloves in one pouch and my masks in another pouch, but I did go a little bit smaller for this since this is a smaller bag. And this is Puppy Park Le Sport Sac pattern. I don't remember the name of this particular pouch, but it's current. It's on their website now, and I showed this in a previous video. Maybe it was on my other channel, I'm not sure. But I don't know. I got such a kick out of these poodles with these crazy eyeballs. I mean, puppies with these crazy eyeballs. I just sort of was drawn to them and got a kick out of them. They're kind of creepy, kind of psycho looking. They look kind of manga-like is what they look like. People who know about Japanese comic book illustration. The large eyes, stylized eyes that characters often have. So just reminded me of that. So this is convenient because this has 2 sections, you know, so I have my masks there, and I have, you know, my gloves there. Yeah, and my mask is Best in Show. I've been meaning to do a video because people were asking me how do I reconfigure the ties, because the Vera pleated masks come with the ties that really feels like it's this contraption that you have to put on because the ties go behind your head. I mean, I can see how that might be helpful for certain people who maybe need to keep their mask on for a longer period of time, and it's just convenient to maybe be able to slip it down and have it around your neck and then quickly pull it up. But I don't need that. So for me, I like to convert the straps into the ear loops, which is not difficult to do. And sometimes if I don't have any adjuster beads, I just tie knots once I get the sizing right. I did say I was gonna do a video showing how I get the beads on, but I use a bobby pin, but you know, it's just a concept of, like, if anyone's familiar with sewing and threading a needle, and they have that needle threader thing that you can use to put through the eye of the needle, and you put the thread through, and then you pull the thread through the eye of the needle. I mean, it's that kind of concept, only I'm using a bobby pin. So this is my best in show mask, and this is the adult size, although I do have some in the youth size. I do prefer the youth size for my face. I feel like I'm sort of being swallowed by the larger size, but they shrink down a little bit in the wash if you wash them in hot water, so they're okay. So I have that. And I did just want to talk a little bit about just show the pattern up close a little bit because it's so pretty. And with this pattern, again, Felicity Paisley, hope I said that, breast cancer pattern, the current breast cancer pattern. And of course, there's Felicity Paisley Pink too, which came out in fewer items. I don't have anything in that pattern because when I saw that one in person, I was really bummed I didn't like it as much as I thought I would because of some of the colors in the pattern. But I was hoping to get that Vera tote because it had the trim on the side, which really just makes the Vera tote. So I was kind of bummed about that, but I couldn't stop focusing on the black. The use of black and some of the pinks in that version of the pattern just seemed very kind of harsh, and I had kind of had an aversion to it, unfortunately. But I do think on this gray background, these colors look great. And normally with I think it's pretty typical for most people when they like a pattern with a Vera pattern, you want some of the larger elements sort of nicely positioned, and that's what you're looking for in pattern placement. But with this, I was the exact opposite. For me, what's interesting about this pattern are the smaller details. Actually, I'm not so crazy about the one or two larger motifs in here. I got one on the back. And so I did pick this out in person in my local Hallmark, and I had reward points that I was able to use towards this. So that was nice. Because it's not, it could be a little bit cheaper, this bag. It's a little expensive, this bag, for such a small, bag. But this is one of the larger details on there. Let's see where the light is best. I think it's all right over there. And I just, it's okay, but it just didn't do so much for me. And this is the back of the bag. And this particular, sort of paisley with a sort of a leaf kind of detail in the center. I don't like this at all, this particular part of the pattern. And I didn't want this. I wanted to try to avoid getting this anywhere sort of in the center on the front. And so when I saw this on the shelf, I was really excited because I didn't have it. And in fact, it had just what I was looking for, which was all this thin, swirly, delicate, dog's making a mess, delicate detail work in there. I mean, it's just beautiful. Look at these tiny, these delicate, very small floral details. Almost look like here, like very stylized tulips. And this is very interesting, this swirl here. But if you just also look at the branches, I'll call them branches, these like vines sort of connecting the flower heads. I mean, there's so, there's detail in them. There's intricate detail in them. So pretty, like that mustard color with the light lavenders and the very pale pinks. Some pale coral there with lavender is very pretty. Really, just very pretty. And the gray background really makes it elegant for me. Anything with a deep gray background, I think this is such an elegant, kind of rich-looking color. Sort of reminds me a little bit of the Cat's Meow background, although it's not the exact same gray. But I just think it makes it look elegant, really does. It keeps it kind of toned down, even though it's this kind of whimsical, magical, like fantastical looking, interpretation of vines and leaves and flowers. It's muted, and so that keeps it from being so crazy looking, and that gray really helps. Maybe that's part of why I wasn't so crazy about the pink, because it didn't seem as muted. I'm not sure, but I was bummed because I really did like that. I like a Vera bag, a Vera tote with the side trim. Anyway, so that was that, and just just a couple of quick other Felicity Paisley things. Oh, and one other thing I forgot about I did want to mention. So here, this is the coin purse. Again, I picked this out in person because I was trying at the same Hallmark because, well, I like the idea of keeping them in business. And also, it really, avoided those larger elements that I wasn't crazy about. And you can really see these details. I mean, just great details. Look at these right there, sort of tiny, tiny leaves. Very pretty, very unusual. And here, looks like tulip-like. I mean, this is a good, you get a good look at like this kind of vine here, this kind of branch. It's broken into sections with tiny white flower heads, and the sections are sort of a very light pink. It looks like light lavender leaves. I mean, just beautiful detail there. Really, really pleased with this pattern and this particular. You can see the lining so well in here. I didn't show the lining. Might be a little bit hard to get a good shot of the lining here. Let's see. Okay. Lining sort of picks up the exterior, the way that the flowers are rendered. And it has these sort of ribbon-like lines. A lighter gray. It is that kind of more cotton-like feeling fabric, although I'm sure it's a blend. And then one other Felicity Paisley thing, which I'm just a sucker for any kind of big shawl, and I like big shawls, and I like big shawls, and I cannot lie. Anyway, yes, at some point that was going to happen. So, this is Felicity Paisley too. That's what it's called, even though it has the different background color, the white. And this is the travel scarf. And so as soon as I saw that, I said, oh, I'm interested in that, because I'm always knitting big shawls for myself, big rectangles. That's what I do when I knit. And so and I'm always cold, so anything I can wrap around myself or layer with, I'm always very interested in. It's super big. I mean, I'll stand up. It might be kind of awkward. It's so big. I'll stand back and see how if it shows up good on camera. But it's really big. I mean, it almost feels like a blanket. And it's cotton, and you can see it has sort of a texture in the cotton. Very soft. It says hand wash in cold water. That's going to be a chore. I'm so lazy when it comes to hand washing. I mean, I think I might be tempted to throw this in the washing machine on a gentle cycle. I don't know. Very pretty. And even that leaf, that paisley with the sort of leaf detail in the center doesn't bother me as much here, probably because it's dropping out white in the center. And so it doesn't feel like it's pulling my eye as much. The swirls, love the big swirls here. And this is a very interesting, almost looks like a very stylized tulip. I mean, it almost looks like a cross section of a flower, right? Like you can see the inside structure of the flower there. Very, very pretty. And I like that you think there are a lot of these groupings of 3. And I think, I mean, that's playing that, you learn when you're studying visual arts that the brain prefers groupings of odd numbers, like 3 or 5 or 7. Like when you're composing a picture, it's better to use groupings of odd numbers of things. It's something the brain, eye seems to prefer that, find it more visually interesting. And so they're using that a lot in this pattern, I noticed. So here you get three 3 of the same sort of leaf design there, and then they mix it up, throw in this 4th one that's completely different. And then right below is another group of 3, sort of look like tulips. So I noticed that a lot in this particular pattern. So just show it, stand back for a minute. I'm sorry, Peaches, I have to stand back for a minute, okay? So it's quite big, you know. I could put the dimensions. I mean, it's on the website. You can find the dimensions there. But I mean, it feels like a blanket. I mean, I guess they're thinking maybe you could throw it over yourself on a plane, but I'm not getting on a plane anytime soon. I mean, you can pay me enough to get on a plane right now. Well, maybe $1 million. I risk my life for $1 million. Anyway, so I just thought I would, you know, wear it under my coat or whatever, layer up in the winter. Just very pretty, very soft. I really do think I I might live dangerously and throw in the gentle cycle in a like lingerie bag or something. Anyway, so that was it. Just some, oh, one more thing I want to show. Completely unrelated to anything. I found this the other day on sale, or having their like Thanksgiving cyber sales. I can't remember how much it was, but it was a really good price. This is Zip ID. And on the paper store website, you know, people are familiar, they have an exclusive pattern called Beach Toile. And I haven't been looking around there I got some Beach Toile stuff, you know, way back. And so I haven't really been paying attention to, you know, that website. Oh my word, tough girl. Oh. Anyway, but, you know, I got the email, cyber, whatever, and, you know, sales. And so I click on it and this came up. And it's embroidered, and it's called Beach Toile, so it's in that line. And it's microfiber with the embroidered lighthouse. And it is navy. It's coming out. You can see it's a very dark navy, micro square quilting. Just, you know, I saw that lighthouse. I love lighthouses in general. But I spent summers on Long Beach Island and in Barnegat Light. People are familiar. That's where the Long Beach Island Lighthouse, Old Barney is, and it looks a lot like this, half red and half white. And so I saw this and I thought, oh, I gotta get it. So it has the Beach Toile lining inside. This cutout's a little wonky. It's a little placed a little kind of crooked, but I don't care. Oh my Lord. Life with crazy dogs. Mm-hmm. Welcome to my world. My world of mutts. But Peaches is good. Peaches knows not to expend any nonsense energy on that. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to show that real quick. It's just so anything with critters and anything with embroidery, I'm sort of a sucker for with the Vera Bradley. So anyway, those are my things and my mutts for National Mutt Day and my Felicity Paisley bag. Thanks so much for watching.